Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. It's Pushka this side, and today we are talking about building a vibe coding app that actually works. So vibe coding has been getting a lot of negative rap these days. A lot of people say that they tried their hand at vibe coding, they were able to build a prototype, but they didn't know how to actually use it, how to distribute it to their friends or their team, how to actually put it in production. So if you're a non-technical user, if you've tried your hand at vibe coding, if you don't know how to build an app that actually works in production, not just a prototype, but an app that actually works where you're able to save data, upload files, where users are able to log in and log out. How do you build all of that and get it in production? This video is for you. I'm going to show you the simplest way of building a production ready vibe coded app. So this is a very informational video. Make sure you watch it till the end. Let's get started. So the most common problem with vibe coding is about data persistence. So what do I mean by that? If you tried your hand at vibe coding, you went to a vibe coding platform, you tried to build an app, it gave you a very shiny looking, very glossy UI. But when you tried to enter some data, save some data, when you added some data to a form, it looked like it was getting saved, but when the page reloads or when you come back to that page or when you share it with someone, it's gone. So data didn't persist. Technically, we call it data doesn't persist or data didn't persist. It happens because when you use a vibe coding platform that doesn't have a database already connected in the backend, it's not able to save your data. So there is a very simple solution to that. You need to work with a vibe coding platform where the data is already getting saved. It has to have a database connected with that vibe coding platform. So Fuzen is a vibe coding platform which is meant for small business owners and non-technical users who don't know anything about databases or storage or authentication or how to work with that. So you don't need to worry about any of that. Fuzen has all of that pre-configured. So when you go to Fuzen's website, you can see it's a vibe coding platform. It's specially meant for small business owners. If you want to build business apps, like if you want to build CRM or expense management or HR management, inventory management, or any other app which falls in this category, it's very easy to get started. You just enter your prompt and it will build your app for you. But the difference here is that it will build a production ready app. It will build an app where the database is already connected with your app. So let me give you an example. I've built an app here, which is a property management CRM. So we are calling it property CRM. So whenever I go to the properties page, you can see there is a simple form here for adding properties. So if I open the form, I can just add some details and I can add these details and it will save those details for me. So this is what we call, these are the details that we added, those were saved. And this is what we call data persistence. So whenever we add some data is persisting. So it happens because Fuzen already has a database connected with the backend of this app. So and this was a purely vibe coded app. So I can show you, this is my original chat. I started with a prompt, very detailed prompt for building this property management software. And when the app is built, I'm able to make edits. So this is like a standard vibe coding app. I can ask for edits and it makes those edits for me. But where it differs from other vibe coding platforms is that it has a database that is already connected with this app. So if you go to this widget, which allows you to edit the app, you can see all these options that you can edit this app with AI, you can manage app settings. And this is the very important part. This is the heart of your app. This is the database. So this contains all the data that we are maintaining within this app. So if we can go to properties, we just added a property. So if I go to this properties data table, if I click on that, it will show me the properties database. So this is the property database. This is the complete app database where I can see the app users, I can see different properties, different property owners, different units, tenants, leases. So all the important data entities that we need to manage within this app are maintained within this database. And we can see that the property that we just added got added right here. So this is the data that we added and it gets saved in the database. And that's why when you go to this page, you can see that the data persists. You're able to save things, you're able to edit things. So if I want to edit something, I'm very easily able to edit that. It gets updated in the database right away. So I just had to ask Fuzen to create a property management module, and it created everything connected with the database. And that's the difference between Fuzen and other vibe coding platforms, that you don't need to be a technical person in order to connect your databases and configure them. So Fuzen does it for you. You just have to ask in very simple and plain English what you need. You just ask that, you just type a simple prompt, and Fuzen will take care of the technical side of it. So another problem will be files not persisting. So similar to database not persisting or data not persisting, sometimes you'll find that you're uploading images, you're uploading documents to your vibe coded app, but whenever the page reloads or whenever you come back to it, the files are gone. So it's a very similar problem to what we looked at earlier, and similar to the database persistence, Fuzen has this covered as well. So every app that you build on Fuzen is already connected to cloud storage. So any photos or documents or any files that you upload on your Fuzen apps are going to get saved on those cloud servers, and they are going to persist. So let me show you. This is the property record that we just added. If you go to view this property, within this property, we can find that if I want to upload a property photo, I can select a file from here. So I'm just going to select some file, some dummy file to upload, and I'm going to upload it. And I've coded this, or I've vibe coded this app to show the property image here as an insight. I want to show this as an insight over here. So you can see if I reload this page, it persists. So this is properly saved. I was able to upload a file, and the file is persisting. It gets shown within the within this property details page. And if we go back to the property database, or if we go back to the database in general, and if we go to the properties, we can see that there is a table for property photos. So we are uploading these files to a cloud storage, and then the records of these files are getting created, and we can find those records over here. So any files that you upload, they are getting saved on our cloud servers, they're getting recorded, and that's why whenever you upload a file, it can be image, it can be document, it can be any other type of file, it's going to persist. Okay, so now you know how you can vibe code an app which has data persistence, which has file storage persistence. So you're able to submit data, you're able to upload files, and those will persist within your app. So what is the next step? Next step is you would want to deploy that app to some custom domain or subdomain of your choosing. So how do you do that? So coming back to our app, you can see this is the edit widget. So whenever you're vibe coding any app on Fuzen, you're the owner of that app, and you'll find this edit widget. And from this edit widget, you can go to the manage app settings. So because you're the app owner, because you are the person who is vibe coding this app, that's why you see this edit widget, and you see all these options along with this manage app settings, where you can go to deploy your app. So this is where you can manage your team, your database, the app UI pages, the workflows, and you can manage your domain. So if you want to put this app on some custom domain, like for example, if I want to put this particular app on fuzenapps.com, this is where I can do it. I have to go to manage app settings, and then to the domain. I have to enter my custom domain, just add this domain, and follow these steps. I need to follow these steps with my domain provider to create a DNS record which will point to this Fuzen app, and then you're all set. Whenever you go to fuzenapps.com, this particular app will load. So instead of looking at this kind of URL, you will look at fuzenapps.com and then your page URLs or page paths. So you can put your app on your custom domain very easily. It just takes maybe a few seconds to put it on your custom domain. You don't need to go to any AWS servers or deploy it on any cloud server. It's already in production. It's already deployed on a cloud. What you're doing here is you're only connecting this app with your custom domains, and it can be done in very simple couple of steps. And in case you don't want to put your app on a custom domain like this, because sometimes you may not need to do that because this might be your internal CRM. And in that case, you actually don't need a fancy domain to display over here. You can just use this link, which is provided by Fuzen. So Fuzen generates this custom subdomain or a unique subdomain for your app, for your team to access. So you can just use this, share it with your team. So if you want to invite your team, you can create invitations from here. So you can just invite your team. You can assign them certain roles and send invitations. So when you send an invite, they will get an email with a link to accept this invitation. And with that link, they can sign up and start using this CRM. So like I mentioned earlier, this app is already in production. It's already hosted on a cloud server. You don't need to do anything extra to put it on a server. It's already on a server. You just need to invite your team members and they can immediately start using this app. They can start adding data. They can start uploading files. It's already in production. And you can see that when you log out. So if I sign out, so when I sign out, I can see this sign in page. And this is the sign in page that works for my app. So my app was this property CRM. So you can see this is a customized sign-in page for my app. So whenever you share this link with your team or with your friends, they will see this page. They don't see Fuzen anywhere. So they just see that they can sign in into property CRM. And I can just sign in again with my Google account. So when I sign in with my Google account, I'm again taken back to the app dashboard. I'm able to access my app. So I am able to log out and log in into my app. Similarly, your friends or your team members, your colleagues will be able to log into this app, log out of this app. So the authentication of this app is already configured with Fuzen. So whenever you build an app on Fuzen, it comes with built-in authentication workflows. So you can invite your team members, you can invite your friends. They can immediately start using this app by creating their login accounts. So now you know how you can build an app with data persistence, file persistent, with pre-configured authentication. So let's say you build this app, you share it with your team members, they start using it. And after maybe a couple of days, they have a lot of feedback. They want to make some improvements or some changes within the app workflows, and they give you all that feedback. So what do? If you're working with traditional vibe coding apps, you'll again need to go back to a development version. You'll need to make changes in the development version, maybe push them to GitHub, and then you push it into production. So it's a long cycle that you need to follow. Whatever you build on Fuzen is already in production. So the app that you're using with your friends, with your team, that's already in production. And you can directly make changes within that production app. So coming back to our app, this is the app that is already in production. If I go to this edit widget, I can simply go to edit with AI. So if I need any change, I can just ask for that change over here. So if you want to delete these tenants, we can just ask for delete buttons to be added in these rows. So what we have done is we have gone to this production app and we have asked for a change in the production app. So we cut the whole cycle of development, testing and production. Whenever we need a change, we can just ask AI to make that change in the production app. And you may ask that what if something goes wrong? You don't need to worry about that. If something goes wrong, you always have the option to roll back the changes made by AI. Fuzen creates versions of your app, so you're always able to roll back to a earlier, more stable version. Okay, so now you can see that AI has completed our request and it has added this delete button. So using these delete buttons, I can delete these tenants. And I was able to make this change in an app that is production ready. I don't need to go through the whole development, testing, and production cycle. So this makes it very, very agile. This app is very, very agile. You can make changes to it on the fly. So to summarize, Fuzen was able to build a production-ready app where you have data persistence, file persistence, authentication is pre-configured, and once all of that is done, you can host it on your custom domain. You can share it with your team. They're able to log in, log out. You don't need to do any technical configurations for that. And once your app is ready to use and your team is using it and you find some changes that need to be done, you can still do those. So that's what I wanted to share with you. So now you've seen how Fuzen is able to create production ready apps. And now you know what I mean when I say production ready. Fuzen is able to create production ready apps where the data gets saved, files get uploaded, authentication works flawlessly. And it's able to do all of that with just few simple prompts, with just vibe coding. And once you've built a vibe coded app on Fuzen, you can put it on your custom domain. You can share it with your team. They can log in, log out. They can start using the app right away. And when they're using it and they have some feedback, app is already in production, you can still make edits on the fly. So it's a very powerful vibe coding platform where you don't need to have any technical knowledge about databases or cloud storage or authentication. You don't need to worry about any of that. Fuzen takes care of that automatically. You just need to create simple prompts about what you need within your app. You feed it to Fuzen and then watch the magic happen. So I hope you like this video. Give us a thumbs up before you go. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.